welcome to the news. I am Kojo Kwafu. Coming up in tonight's edition of News Hour, police investigate alleged murder attempt on the Sierra Leonean by an Indian national. State Council continues to lead witnesses in evidence at the ongoing commissions of inquiry. And Sierra Leone hosts the 67th annual council meeting of WAEC in Freetown. All the stories and more are lined up in tonight's edition of News Hour. To our first story for tonight, the case between the state, SOCFIN and Chief Kebi and the community has been adjourned to Tuesday the 19th of March in Magistrate Court Room Number 1. Honorable Sheikh Musa Sama and 17 others have been charged on 24 counts of conspiracy to commit a felony contrary to law. Hawana Tubangura reports.
According to the court presided over by Magistrate Anna Boni at Magistrate Court Number 1, the accused persons on the 21st of January 2019 at the SOCFIN Agricultural Company, Hainian Village, Samale Chiefdom, Pujeon District, conspired together with other persons unknown to commit robbery with aggravation, kidnapping, disorderly behavior, malicious damage, and assault, among others. Assistant Inspector General of Police, I.S. Mansare, is the prosecutor, while lawyer Safa Abdullahi serves as the defense lawyer. The case was adjourned to Tuesday, the 19th of March.
We do apologize for that break there. We will bring you that story later. The Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallo, has reiterated government's commitment to put resources and build the necessary infrastructure to boost the tourism industry. He was speaking at the launch of the Baibure Heritage Foundation at the Potloko District Council Hall. Thomas Neal reports.
Baibure Heritage Foundation Sierra Leone is a community-based organization that works towards promoting culture and heritage. The organization is named after Baibure, who is regarded as one of the greatest revolutionists of all time. The core vision of the foundation is to envision a country that fully embraces its culture and heritage and uses tourism as a fundamental pillar in economic development. Vice President Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallo noted that the people of Potloko District are celebrating a laudable initiative that is at the center of the new direction. He said Potloko District has much more to offer and referred to the district as the gateway to the country, adding that the district can also boast of a coastal stretch, bauxite, Marampa mines and Pepel. Vice President Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallo called on the indigenous to make use of the district's strategic importance and suggested that they should establish a united progressive panel that will bring out progressive sons and daughters of the district who will discuss on how to exploit the strategic importance of the district. The Minister of Tourism and Culture, Madam Memunatu Prat, registered her ministry's appreciation to the Heritage Foundation. She described tourism as the biggest game changer in the world and that countries are now putting so much emphasis and resources into the industry because it has a lot of advantages, such as creating jobs and improving the investment climate. Madam Pratt noted that attempts have been made over the years to give Baibure the status it deserved and revealed that government will soon pass a national heritage bill. The paramount chief of Kasset Chiefdom, Honorable Baibure Salo Logbu, said Baibure must be remembered for its role during the All-Tax War and a personality that believes in inclusive governance. The executive director of Baibure Heritage Foundation, Unisa Fofana, disclosed that Baibure Festival is one of the key programs of the Baibure Heritage Foundation, which aims to encourage people to exploit the district riches and diverse cultural heritage. He said the aim of the Baibuya Festival is to set a platform to remember and celebrate past and present indigenes that have contributed towards the development of the district and also showcase the beauty of the district. Special Advisor to President Ambassador Omar Bondui and former Minister of Information and Communication Alhaji Alpha Kanu, indigenes of the Potloko district, also gave meaningful contributions. For News Hour in Freetown, Thomas Neal reporting.
The West African Examinations Council has begun its 67th annual council meeting in Freetown. The meeting has in attendance WAEC officials from the 5 member states of the Gambia, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone and Nigeria. As part of WAEC's protocol, the visiting team led by Sierra Leone's Chief Education Officer paid a courtesy call on the Mayor of Freetown and the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Asmi Bawentolo.
The last time Sierra Leone hosted this conference was in 2014. As per Council's norm, each country hosts annual Council meeting after every 5 years. It is during this meeting that heads of WAEC offices and staff from its headquarters discuss the challenges facing Council. Established more than 5 decades ago, WAEC has been the premier examination body in English West Africa. West African students rely on WAEC to gain admission into university. Over the years, Sierra Leonean students have been caught in examination malpractices, blurring the image of the once Athens of West Africa. Just last year, the Anti-Corruption Commission arrested an examiner and some candidates who had engaged in examination fraud. This 5-day meeting will discuss the future of WAEC in the next 1 year, its financial challenges, and how to curb examination fraud. In the Mayor's Parlor, the Mayor of Freetown City Council disclosed her Vision 2022 for the transformation of Freetown, which she said education is a priority. Mayor Akisua told the WAEC delegation that the Freetown City Council is working to ensure that all public schools in the municipality should take public exams in a conducive atmosphere. The Mayor of Freetown City Council expressed satisfaction that government has devolved all primary to JSS education to the council. The chairman of WAEC, Babukar Bui, said WAEC is the only surviving post-colonial institution in West Africa. He expressed concern over the prevalence of examination malpractice in the member states. From the Mayor's Parlor, the team moved to the Ministry of Education to pay similar courtesy to the minister. The chairman of council told the ministry officials that Sierra Leone has played a significant role in education in West Africa, recalling the time when other nationals came to Freetown to acquire knowledge.
I myself, I very proudly say that I was educated here in Sierra Leone, and I'm very happy to say it anyway. So, WAEC being an institution that plays a very important role in that educational, landscape, I think our duty as those who benefited from the education systems of our respective countries is to help and support and maintain the standards that they have actually set.
The Registrar of Council appealed to the minister to leverage strong political support to the council if the institution is to succeed. Dr. EU Min catalogued the financial constraints that WAEC is facing, citing the delay of government to normally pay WAEC, which he says hampers the work of the institution. The Chief Education Officer assured the team of government's support. Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education assured the delegation that government is proud of WAEC and will always support them to achieve their goal. Alpha Timbo said though WAEC faces difficulties, it has recorded remarkable challenges.
As a government, we are very much pleased to be members of this great institution. All of us serving in the government, 99%, all of us passed through the West African Examinations Council. So the issue about emphasizing its relevance cannot be overemphasized, because most of us are products from the institution itself. So it goes without saying that the institution has made remarkable progress. And if that is the case, what is expected of us is to make sure we try to maintain, and also upgrade, the standard, so that in terms of international recognition, we continue to promote that particular aspect.
As the team begins its deliberation, issues like combating examination fraud and financing of WAEC are going to be top on the agenda. For Sierra Leone's national office, it has poised to curb the menace if only they are given the support and its financial challenges are addressed by government. For SLBC News, Asmiuba.
In proceedings in the ongoing commissions of inquiry 65, Justice Bankole Thompson has advised persons of interest, Counsel Lansana Dumbuya, that he should minimize the use of legal terms and allow the witness to respond using his own words. Issues of proper bidding process, bidding evaluation, post-bid qualification exercise, and technical specifications and awarding of contracts in the acquisition of fertilizers in the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Food Security were reported as flawed and confused, according to the judge. The witness and the persons of interest, Counsel Daphne Zainab Kamara reports.
Sittings resumed with the cross-examination of State Witness 11, Present Director of Crops in the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Food Security, Henry Kagbo, responding to questions based on exhibits already tendered in court by the lead counsel. Persons of interest Lansana Dumbuya, State Witness 11, said he once doubled as the Chief Agriculture Officer and that his duties were to implement policies and supervise crop activities nationwide. Delving into the technical specifications of the procurement of the fertilizers in question, the Counsel for Persons of Interest noted that according to the exhibits tendered, the entire process was flawed, as the technical specifications recommended by the expert in the ministry, the bidding, evaluation and awarding processes were not followed, as to which the witness responded positively to. The bone of contention of the witness's testimony was that both the percentage of the chemical elements and the technical specifications of the fertilizer were inconsistent with what was required by the ministry. With reference to diverse bidding documents already tendered as evidence in the commission, Persons of Interest Counsel put it to the witness that technical specifications differed from one bidder to another and not in tandem with the ministry's required NPK 20-20-20 that was the subject of the bidding process, as the percentage of the specified elements varied in total and singular form. At this point, Justice Bankole Thompson interjected, the Counsel for Persons of Interest, and advised him to wait until the witness responds in his own words, as he is the expert, and that the Counsel should not preempt responses for the witness. In summary, according to the Counsel for Persons of Interest, and the bid evaluation recommended that all the bidders were in compliance, regardless that the technical specifications in all bidding documents were non-compliant regarding the required technical specifications, and that the contract was awarded to one of the bidders, disregarding all expert advice from the witness, who is the professional head in the ministry. The witness was asked to justify claims that the fertilizer he recommended was the most suitable, to which he did.
Neutral ammonium citrate soluble phosphate. Yes. And they have been further stated water soluble phosphate. These two does not hold.
Does not hold.
When you talk about compound fertilizers.
When you talk about compound fertilizers.
Exhibits were tendered in evidences which were signed on behalf of the witness, and he denied having any knowledge of them, but was quick to note that on several conversations with the procurement officer in the ministry, he reminded them of the required fertilizer. Research documents tendered by the Counsel for Persons of Interest dating from 2005 by a Professor Rhodes stated that NPK 0-20-20 and NPK 15-15-15 was most suitable for agricultural purposes in Sierra Leone. It was also highlighted that the Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Center, SLARI, always made relevant inputs on matters like these, and that there is an existing pamphlet detailing recommended fertilizers. The witness was asked to develop a database for such purposes and produce the said pamphlet at the next sitting on Wednesday, 20th March 2019. Reporting for SLBC Television News, I am Daphne Zainab Kamara in Freetown.
In Commission 67, a report reveals that the King Jimmy Embankment project, implemented by the Road Maintenance Fund Administration, made 2 addendums outside the initial project. The project came about when in 2013 the Colonial Bridge collapsed and government agreed for the reconstruction of not only the bridge but also drainages, Soiba Samura reports.
The project, implemented by the Road Maintenance Fund Administration and awarded to Benton Villa Company, was to the tune of 4.7 billion loans. According to the Deputy Auditor General Wilson Bell, the 2 accounts of the Road Maintenance Fund Administration were audited in 2014, 2015 and 2017, where it was discovered that the initial project had 2 additional projects. He further stated that the Auditor General's report of 2017 revealed that there was an addition of over 400%, which is to the tune of 25.8 billion loans, flouting the sole sourcing rule as enshrined in Section 1145 of the 1991 Constitution on bidding. The Deputy Auditor General reported to the Commission that some of the articles in the 2 addenda were not related to the road contract.
Our responsibility is to look at the numbers in the accounts, track them to the source documents, and have an understanding of the transactions that occurred. What we do is to give an opinion on the financial statements, but similarly, look at the compliance to laws and regulations. So whilst we are looking at internal controls, we also look at compliance.
Also to give evidence was the Director of Operations of the Sierra Leone Roads Authority and Chief Engineer and Project Manager at the time of the King Jimmy Embankment Project, Vandy French. He explained to the Commission that at the time the Road Maintenance Fund Administration was about to endorse the 2 addenda to the initial project, he gave a 4-point note of recommendations to the administration, but was not adhered to.
Well, normally contracts are actually done through competitive bidding processes, after which the winning bidder, after going through the procedure, will be awarded the contract.
March 20th, 2019. Soiba Samura, SLBC, Freetown.
The alleged attempted murder that took place in the morning hours of Sunday the 17th of March by an Indian national on Bai Kuruma, a Sierra Leonean, has left many people worried and confused. The incident took place on Gab Street in the east end of the city. Cynthia Kumar reports.
This is the house where the incident took place. It is a 5-story building. The accused, Pakan Kumar Panchal, resides on the 5th floor. Visiting the house, I saw that there were blood all over, starting from the entrance to the apartment where the incident happened. In the living room, there were blood on the wall and tiles on the floor. The area is at present condoned by the police. The scene is crowded with people complaining about what they call a despicable act. According to a witness, the accused is married to a Sierra Leonean and have a daughter. Many people lamented and said that the Indian national has been doing this for some time. According to the victim, Bai Kuruma, who is at present under medical attention at the Connaught Hospital, has been doing business with the Indian national. The mobile phone transaction was usually done at the shop of the Indian businessman. But according to the victim, the accused called him on Sunday and told him that he wanted to buy some phone from him and asked him to bring him some phones as its resident at Guard Street.
I went to his house with 9 phones after he called me that he wanted to buy some phones from me. When I arrived at his house, my Indian customer shut the door after me and asked me to display samples of the phones I bought. Having shown him some of the phones, in an attempt to display the rest of the other phones on the floor for him to see properly, I then suddenly got hit by someone on my back. It was during that process that I knew it was not only an Indian national only in the parlor it was also with other 2 guys I didn't know. The gang mobbed me and we struggled in the process. So in my attempt to resist and escape, they took a knife to cut off my tongue, but they were not able. That's why you see these marks on my mouth and my palms. Some neighbors heard the struggle and came to find out what was going on. They met me on the floor bleeding.
SLBC tried to reach the police to throw more light on the issue, but to no avail. The accused is, however, helping the police with the investigations. Cynthia Kamara, SLBC.
Well, being a hijabi in this part of the world can be quite challenging. Clothes are most times difficult to find, as there is no specific boutique that sells clothes made specifically for hijabi women. Some women say they rely on people who sell second-hand clothing to get the perfect look they want. SLBC's Mara Masuna has been looking at how young Muslim women struggle to look modest whilst following the command of Allah.
Hijab represents a woman's submission to her creator and her connection with the faith. While referring to it, Allah Almighty says that it is more suitable that they will be known. But while hijab is a symbol, in reality it is much more than that. But the difficulties that these hijabis are faced with are their dress code. Some of them have to walk from one place to another just to find the perfect dress that will match with their hijab. Some are even faced to wear different types of dress just for them to be able to cover their entire body, because they find it difficult to get some modest costumes. According to Sister Mariama, the hijab and their dress code protect them a lot, and sometimes men are even afraid of getting close to them. It also helps them get God-fearing husbands and teaches them how to respect elders. For Sister Fatima, most people see hijab as fashion, but we use it for the respect of the Almighty Allah, only that they find difficulties in getting original dresses that will match with the hijab.
Yes, there are so many hijab for sale out there, but the only thing is the people don't go in for the normal hijab. They prefer using headscarf as the hijab, and they are sold at a reasonable price.
For the hijab, because you see now, we don't use this hijab.
There has been some changes in the use of hijab. Women wore the black overall veil, but now there are different types of modest costumes. Fatimata is a dealer in used clothing, including hijab. She said they find it very difficult to get identical hijab and the dress.
Yes, I do receive people who want to buy the hijab, but as you can see, I told the other lady that it has finished. When we buy wholesale, we sometimes see them there, but they are in limited supply.
Most of these women using the hijab would like to wear the one that will match with their dresses, especially when they want to attend occasions, for them to look more representable among their colleague women. Anik Modesty Boutique is the first ever boutique dealing with hijab and other Islamic costumes for women in the country. Anik means elegance, according to the sales manager Asana Toba. She said the initiative behind the opening of the boutique is to ease the burden on women using the hijab, as she said most of them find it difficult getting nice dresses that will match with their hijab.
This dress, which are they match with this, which are they wear with this?
We decided to open this boutique to specifically target hijabi women. It is difficult to find a boutique where they sell only Muslim clothes. Here you buy the abaya and accessories that goes with it.
You get a tunic where they match with the dress, where they wear.
Young and beautiful ladies visit this boutique every day to get themselves a suitable dress and hijab that will make them look very modest. Aja Aisatu Kaba is a hijabi. She explains more on the use of hijab.
We've been looking forward to, because most of us that are doing the hijab do have constraints in how we dress, how we go out. So sometimes these challenges are so huge that we have to be wearing 2-3 clothes just to make sure that our sleeves, the hands are covered up, the length of our feet are covered, and we have a very good hair wrap. So it's a good idea, and now that it's been implemented, I think it's a good thing that every other person that are doing the hijab, we patronize with them, and even those who are not doing the hijab, because these are modern clothes, they are modest clothes.
The use of hijab is becoming common among Muslim women in Sierra Leone, though most of them have gone through difficulties in using it. But they persist on using it, as for them, the hijab is their pride and honor. SLBC News, Mariam Asuma reporting.
Well, let's take you back to that story about the allegation or alleged attempted murder that took place on Gad Street, and in connection to that allegation made against that Indian national named Pankaj Kumar Panchal, and 2 Sierra Leoneans about an attack made against the businessman by Kuruma and the killing of innocent people at 20 Gad Street. Well, we understand there that some development has taken place, and we'll bring you that now.
We as a community condemn all forms of violence and would like the public to know that we would like to support the police in their ongoing investigations so that the culprits face the full consequences of the law.
This was how a representative from the Indian community, Rajesh M. Nani, found out the ugly incidents allegedly committed by an Indian national, Pankaj Kumar Panchal, who has lived in Sierra Leone for the past 10 years. The suspect is said is married to a Sierra Leonean with 1 child. Speaking to journalists, the Director of Crime Services, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Ajah, said that on Sunday the 17th of March, they received a report about an attack on a businessman by Kuruma by an Indian national, together with 2 Sierra Leoneans. He said the police swiftly went to the said premises of the Indian man, where they saw 2 Sierra Leoneans, Usman Kamara and Mohammed Kamara, who have been arrested and are helping the police with their investigations. He said that during their search at the Indian residence at 20 Gad Street, no human part, neither a pint or bucket of blood, was found. AIG Jah said that they only saw blood stains on the floor in some part of the house, which will be thoroughly investigated by a scientific expert. He said that the victim, by Kuruma, who was later taken to the hospital, told the police that he went to sell mobile phones to the Indian national, and during the negotiation, Usman Kamara and Mohammed Kamara came from a room and attacked him with a knife and cutlass. He said that by Kuruma explained that had it not been for the intervention of people who came to his rescue, he would have lost his life.
We couldn't find, I must say, body parts, because actually based on the information we got, we decided at least we should go and check for body parts, and people were saying that there was a drum full of blood. That too, not even a pint was found full of blood. So no blood was found, no body parts found.
AIG Jah commended the youth of Gad Street for their support and swift intervention to protect the suspect. He appealed to Sierra Leoneans to allow the police investigate the said matter, calling on them not to take the law into their hands. The India Honorary Consul in Sierra Leone, Harish Agnani, said they are shocked and disappointed to have received such news about the alleged attack on a Sierra Leonean by an Indian national. He promised that they will support the police with their investigation for justice to prevail. He told the media that Indian nationals in Sierra Leone are peaceful, law-abiding, and have contributed immensely towards the growth of Sierra Leone.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Ali Kabah, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Government of Ireland. The MOU is in reference to the Irish Embassy's Mission Strategy 2019 to 2023 and the Sierra Leone National Development Plan 2019 to 2023. Maya Masuma reports.
President Bio launched the country medium-term National Development Cooperation Framework document, which indicates the pathway for Sierra Leone's development for the next 5 years. The government of Ireland has taken the lead in this regard by developing the Embassy of Ireland's Mission Strategy 2019-2023. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Ali Kaba, said the mission strategy will invest 55.1 million euros in the country, and it is important that the country's development partners feature their development interventions in the country alongside their own defined parameters. He said government will continue to support the implementation of the Embassy of Ireland's Mission Strategy 2019-2023 through the granting of tax and duty waivers as provided for in the laws of Sierra Leone.
Their commitment in this memorandum of understanding to invest 55.1 million euros in Sierra Leone between 2019 and 2023 clearly demonstrates that they want to continue to support our development priorities, and their own plan reflects and closely mirrors what we have already articulated in our medium-term development plan for 2019-2023. And this is definitely the model. In other words, our development partners now see our development plan as the framework to engage with us in our bilateral ties.
Responding, Ireland's Director General of the Development Cooperation and Africa Division to Sierra Leone and Liberia, Riare Diboka, said that the Memorandum of Understanding only strengthened the bilateral ties between the two countries. The Memorandum of Understanding in Wenton will focus on gender issues, education, health and good governance, and will also help women and girls to realize their full potentials.
Well, the Embassy is going to work with the government to make sure that the right investments are made in, for example, in education, to ensure that girls get access to education and they stay in schools, working with the Ministry of Health around prevention, around women's health issues, so that health outcomes progressively do better. But working with the government in delivery of the National Development Plan, the key point here is this isn't us coming and asking Sierra Leone to do something different. It's about us moving with the people of Sierra Leone on their journey as defined in the National Development Plan.
The Irish ambassador to Sierra Leone, Catherine Campbell, said that their mission strategy emphasized on their pledge to sustainable development goals, adding that they hope to see the two countries work effectively to deliver on the goals of the MOU. In another development, a team of foreign investors from the Republic of Egypt has paid a courtesy call on the Foreign Affairs Minister, Dr. Ali Kaba, at his Star Hill office in Freetown. The visit of the investors is to explore the opportunities in various sectors such as power generation, renewable energy, transmission lines and energy meters, marine, fisheries and agriculture. Chief Commercial Officer from the El Sudi Electric Company, Mohamed Atef, said they promised President Bio in his visit to Egypt that they will not only help in the management of electricity network, but will also transfer their skills and knowledge to Sierra Leoneans, and the company will be of help to the energy sector. Receiving the team, Dr. Ali Kaba appreciates their effort for responding to their promise, and that the government is always determined to produce a lot of energy that will be able to supply households as well as companies operating within the country. A promise to create the enabling environment for the team to work with support from the Sierra Leone's ambassador to Cairo, Mori Fofana. SLBC News, Mariam Masuma reporting.
The Relief Society, which is an adult women's organization of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is marking its 177th anniversary. It has been celebrating with a donation to the Children's Ward at the 34th Military Hospital, Wilberforce in Freetown. As Patrick Salia reports, the Relief Society was originally organized to administer welfare needs, but quickly expanded to encompass the spiritual as well as temporal needs of saints.
It started with 20 women in 1842. 177 years on, the Relief Society has over 200 women. According to Theresa O'Neill, president of the Freetown Stake of Zion with 8 words, the celebration means they are moving with the work of Christ, taking the ministration of the gospel to the doors of sisters.
Every year, August, we give services to hospital. We go to the hospital and clean hospitals. This past August, we paint from Longbridge to Technical. We paint green, white, and blue to show that in the Church of Jesus Christ, we give help to others. We build up community. We set example for others to follow. We live in the Christ-like attitude.
Latter-day Saints, she said, believes, as the Bible attests, that Jesus Christ performed a mortal ministry as a healer, a teacher, and a savior and redeemer, because through his authorized and ordained apostles, Christ prepared a way to spread the gospel, continued teaching the saints, and made accessible the necessary ordinances of salvation. Donating toiletries to the admitted children at the 34 military hospital, a sister of the society, Kumba Ngegba, says it is made possible with money contributed by individual members with obvious support from their husbands.
Yeah, it has been helping people. Like sometimes we have parents that have been admitted in hospital with their kids. Some of them, they don't even have soap to wash their children's clothes. So we thought it fit to help them, and it has been really helping them greatly.
The mission of Relief Society includes increasing personal faith and righteousness, strengthening homes and families, and seeking out and helping those in need. As affirmed by spiritual accounts, the original fledgling church relied on the participation of female disciples such as Mary, Martha, Tabitha, Priscilla, and many others to strengthen and sustain the church. The Relief Society works to fund medical training for women, makes and markets homemade goods, makes its own silk, stores grain and relief, secures suffrage, and establishes adoption services and programs of loans and grants to women. For SLBC News, Patrick Salia reporting.
Well, it's now time for news from around the continent. The death toll in Mozambique from Cyclone Idai could reach 1,000, President Filipe Nyusi has said. It made landfall close to the port city of Beira on Thursday with winds of up to 177 kilometers per hour. But 8 teams only reached the city on Sunday. The official death toll stands at 84 following flooding and high winds which have destroyed homes and ripped roofs from concrete buildings. The cyclone has killed at least 180 people across southern Africa. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa may have hoped that joining the morning commute would mark him out as a man of the people ahead of elections in May. That plan has either backfired or worked, depending on how you view it. He and other passengers were stuck on a train for hours on a journey that should have taken 45 minutes. The fortified porridge given to refugees and malnourished Ugandans has been removed from distribution of affairs it may have killed an elderly woman. Nearly 200 other people were hospitalized after the product called Super Cereal was delivered to them. There's a potential link, but of course we need to be certain, the World Food Programme spokesman told the BBC. And now for some sports news.
It's a hearty welcome to Sports Updates on SLBC TV. I am Esther Mai Samara. In this edition, it was alleged that some supporters of Ball Rangers Football Club invaded the Ball Kenema Highway Stadium and beat up the center referee, Joseph Keita, during the match against Freetown City Football Club. Coordinator of Civil Rights Coalition, Alfonso Mali, said violence in football should not be tolerated and called on the appropriate authorities to take action. Here is a report. Football violence by some fans has now been a cause for concern in the ongoing league. Joseph Carter, the referee that officiated the match between Ball Rangers and Freetown City football team, was attacked by some supporters who claimed that he handled the match poorly. In Kono, some of the fans of Diamond Stars invaded the pitch and attacked technical officials of their team. After the match that's played between Mighty Blackpool and Port Authority, some of the officials of Port Authority Football Club and player Bremer George also physically attacked the referee. Coordinator of Civil Rights Coalition, Alfonso Mali, said appropriate actions should be taken on teams that bring games to disrepute, but noted that the Sierra Leone Football Association should be blamed for approving some of the venues.
The SLFA team that did the assessments of the various venues nationwide should be blamed. I do not see how professional will authorize match to play in a field like approved school. They should have thought of pitch invasion, which is happening now. I think the Premier League board, they formed a committee, I think, to discipline, those who will fall foul of the law. They should ensure that the ball rangers, they should discipline the ball rangers.
He said supporters involved in such acts should be denied admittance into the stadium or banned from attending future matches.
Long ago, teams like Kono should have been suspended. Campbell Eagles should have been suspended. Because imagine the game between Diamond Stars and FC Kalon. They invaded the pitch. Finding them is not an option because they will.
And Sierra Leone Under-19 male cricket team has won their opening match against Tanzania in the All-African Division 1 International Cricket Championship. Sierra Leone won by 27 runs. And in their encounter today against Uganda, the team lost to their Uganda counterparts by 75 runs. That's all for Sports Update on Newshour. I am Esther Maisama. Thanks for watching.
And now for entertainment news. Well, in entertainment news, Lama Shaka, known as Lamson P, is a singer, dancer, choreographer, and editor who came to the limelight with his hit song, Bina. He began his musical career way back in Kenema, where he was popular before coming to the city. Recently, he traveled to Australia, where he shot a music video titled Telgo Tenki. Entertainment producer Mohammed King Milan Bangura engaged him and sent him this report.
Lama Shaka, popularly known as Lamson P, is a singer, dancer, choreographer, and editor who came to the limelight with his hit song, Waina. According to Lamson P, or the lyrical field marshal as it's fondly called, began his musical career in Kenema, where he was popular before coming to the city. Lamson P attended the St. Charles Luwanga Primary School, United Methodist Church in Kenema, and the Ahmadiyya Muslim Secondary School. His passion in life was to become a chartered accountant, but that became his past when his mom passed away. He later shifted his attention to music. His mentors are the Jamaican dancehall singer Shaggy and the home-based artist Succulent. Lamson P has released 3 albums, Mende Raga, The Return, and Next Level. Since then, he has been releasing singles. Asked about the sales of his album, he says,
Well, the sales was good. It was good, only later when everything just, go in the disarray, as I can say. There is no platform for us to sell our music anymore because of the devices. You have so many devices that carry music, the phone, the MP3.
Lamson P said at present is making money in music through live performances. Last year, he had about 20 tours in the country. In 2017, he had his first international tour for a live show in Australia. A trip, he said, was very fantastic.
The trip was so fantastic. I was so happy having that trip, because that was a very big experience to me. When I went to Australia, of course...
He said the trip was God's given, as 3 of them were nominated for the trip. Steady Bongo, Alonso and himself. He said as a prayerful person, he was in church when he received a call from Australia. Asked about what really motivated the organizers for him to be chosen, he says,
I happened to watch a song I did with Steady Bongo, the video. Of course, that video moved them. When they watched my performance, that moved Umaga.
Lamsi P said in terms of live performances in Sierra Leone, he considers himself the best in Africa. In Australia, he said an award was given to him as the country's best performer. He said he's still looking for sponsors and that he has talent and is open to any business person that will join him make profit in the industry. In Australia, he did a music video titled Tell God Thank You, a video he has decided to release. Asked about what's so special in that video, he says,
Yeah, the thing that is so special about this video clip, one, it's international, and two, when they release the song, of course, it's you giving thanks to your Lord. You know, the Lord deserves everything to be given thanks to each and every time.
Tell Papa God thank you, when goodness and mercy upon me. I can for return the glory unto Jesus, because you don't make me life so precious. I can for tell.
Lamsi P said he's planning to release his 4th album in April, which will be followed by a live musical launching. He appealed to fans of Sierra Leonean music to be more supportive and also encourage the DJs to show more love in playing Sierra Leonean music. He urged the government to help the entertainment industry as they have done to sport, but asked if he is positive about the Sierra Leonean entertainment industry, he says.
Of course, yes, with the support of the government. With the support of the government, this industry will blow with bounds again.
Bless you know, and I God they bless me, yeah. Papa God they bless you know, and He continue for they bless me, yeah. Anything will happen to you now this world, yeah.
Now to end news, a quick look at the main points again. Police are investigating an alleged attempted murder on a Sierra Leonean by an Indian national. State Council have continued to lead witnesses in evidence at ongoing commissions of inquiry, and Sierra Leone hosts the 67th annual council meeting of WIAC in Freetown. That's the end of the news from the SLBC. On behalf of the news team, I am Kuzu Kwafo. Thanks for watching and good night.